On this special edition of Bobcat Matters, we'll be taking a deep dive into the San Marcos River, which flows through the heart of the Texas State campus.
First, we'll check out how the river impacts the local economy.
If we didn't have the river, we would have no life source in this community.
Next, we interview documentary filmmaker Alno Sepulveda about his documentary film Yacono, which focuses on the river and its history.
Finally, we'll look at the science of the river and the tensions between the economic forces and maintaining the river's health.
We're creating a better environment for all kinds of critters.
All of that on this episode of Bobcat Matters.
I'm Micah Shaw.
I'm Will Pugsley. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of Bobcat Matters.
Bobcat Matters focuses on the people, the events, and the things that matter to the Texas State University community.
One of the biggest things that matters to this community is the San Marcos River, which flows right through the Texas State campus.
Bobcat Matters reporter Alex Byerline has our first story today, a look at the economy of the San Marcos River and the impact on San Marcos.
While the San Marcos River may be one of the shortest rivers in the United States, its impact on the economy of San Marcos is quite large. Because of its clarity and cool temperature, the river is a natural treasure. While it may be best known for people who swim in or float down the river, customers of businesses like Ivar's River Pub simply enjoy eating by the river.
What made me choose Ivar's is the beautiful river next to it and the option to sit outside on a beautiful day like this. And I just felt like it brought a lot of atmosphere to the restaurant and just made it a lot easier to relax.
Our revenue driven from being by the river definitely would be a big chunk, probably like closer to the 50-75% range. Drinks, we definitely pride ourselves on giving good service and making sure that everyone is having a good time, and then the view just really helps us out a lot.
For those who want more than just sitting by the river, they can get on the river in a glass-bottom boat tour.
The Meadow Center is a research center here at Texas State. We focus our research, what we do, mostly on water and the environment. And so my team, Spring Lake Education Program, we do all the educational outreach. So out behind me, we have the glass bottom boat tours, we have exhibits, and we do lots of field trips. If we didn't have the river, we would have no life source in this community. The community was developed around this river for a reason. People have been coming to this area for thousands of years for a reason, and the reason is because of the springs and the life that it brings. So if we don't have the river, we don't have life in this town.
More adventurous tourists like to get into the water. The thing the San Marcos River is most famous for is the energy. It's estimated that 80,000 people a year flow down the river in these years.
While many businesses earn revenue that financially benefits the business owner, the Lions Club is a nonprofit charitable organization. Much of the revenue from their tube rentals benefits people in the community who may be in desperate need of financial assistance.
All of our profits from this adventure go right back into the community in the form of grants to mostly other nonprofits that provide services directly to the community, and they're all focused on people who need help.
Whether it's through adventure, dining, or relaxation, the San Marcos River flows directly into the livelihood of local businesses and charities. This little river has a big impact on everyone who spends time enjoying its natural wonder. For Bobcat Matters, I'm Alex Byerline, reporting from the San Marcos River.
Thanks, Alex. Now, I can't decide if I want to go to Ivar's or go to Baker's.
I know, it all looked like so much fun. After this break, you'll meet filmmaker Alno Sepulveda. His award-winning documentary, Yacono, focuses on the beauty and the history of the San Marcos River when Bobcat Matters returns.
The San Marcos Discovery Center promotes programs for protecting the river, parks, and trails, and educates visitors about local flora and fauna. Volunteers assist with these programs and help maintain the greenhouses, themed gardens, and local parks. If you would like to volunteer, visit us at 430 Riverside Drive in San Marcos, Texas. The San Marcos Discovery Center, helping visitors to explore the natural beauty of San Marcos.
Habitat for Humanity Restore's focus is to accept and sell donations of new or gently used home items. Sales of donated items fund projects for local families to build, rehabilitate, and repair homes in your community. Over 3 million pounds of reused materials have been diverted from landfills since Earth Day 2020. To volunteer or donate, please visit austinhabitat.org/restore. Habitat for Humanity Restores, building a better community for all.
What you just saw was footage from the film Yacona. Bobcat Matters' Annabelle Elliott is here with the film's director, Anlo Sepulveda. Annabelle?
Thanks, Micah. I'm fortunate to have filmmaker Anlo Sepulveda with me. So Anlo, thank you so much for being here. Two things stood out about the film. So you chose to personify the river, and then there was no narration. What motivated you to make a film like this?
Yeah, me and my co-director, Paul Collins, we're big fans of pure cinema. The Kotze trilogy by Godfrey Reggio that just uses images and score to tell the story. Okay. So since we were in the river and you don't really hear people's voices or narration or anything like that, we thought that the best way to tell the story would be from the river's perspective and kind of how the river hears voices and stuff. So it's just they kind of fade in and out, but there's no real narration. So.
Okay, yeah. Very cool. So the San Marcos River has been home to human civilization for thousands of years. Can you elaborate on how different groups of people have interacted with the river throughout history?
Yeah, for sure. It's the longest continuously inhabited area in North America. From the first evidence of people, the Clovis culture, they found Clovis points in the river, in the springs, and so people have been there since people have been around here. And even with the local indigenous cultures, the Colhutecan people, this is their birthplace, where they came from their perspective. So we wanted to honor that history because indigenous folks have lived with the river, beside the river, for longer than any other civilization, especially Western civilization. So we wanted to kind of honor that and tell that story and incorporate it into the film.
Okay, so let's zoom into the river. How did the actual clarity of the river water affect the filming process? And then was it more or less clear to other bodies of water that you've recorded in?
For sure. I mean, we wouldn't be able to tell the story without the clarity of the river and the springs, because you couldn't really see anything. Like most bodies of water in Texas, you go to Lake Travis. I mean, Canyon Lake is a little bit more clear, but not clear enough to really see very much whenever you film it. So the fact that it was so crystal clear, and that it is so crystal clear, really helped us kind of see the fish, see the plants, see everything.
We could see everything in the shots just a minute ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And have you filmed in any of those bodies of water you listed?
Yeah, I've been to Lake Travis and tried to film a little bit, but it's kind of murky. And I filmed at the coast, and there's like brief windows where you get clear water, but not very often.
Okay. Well, our last question, in your creative approach to honoring the river, did you run into any difficulties ensuring the design was both functional but also respectful to the indigenous cultures?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the first things we did was kind of reach out to the Indigenous Cultures Institute and kind of get that perspective, get that story, and make sure that we had it right, had the story right, and had kind of a grasp of kind of the story we're telling. So.
Okay. Well, Anlo, where can people watch this film?
You can watch it online. I believe it's available on Amazon and YouTube and Apple TV and all that stuff. But we're going to have screenings here in San Marcos in the spring, so look out for that. You can follow our Instagram page, Yacona Film. Yacona Film.
Yacona
yes.
Film.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here, Anlo. And then Micah, Will, back to you.
Thanks, Annabelle. After the break, we'll find out about the science of this iconic river and the Texas State researchers who are working on ways to help keep the river healthy. So stick around. We'll be right back with more Bobcat Matters.
San Marcos Regional Animal Shelter's mission is to care for, protect, and find quality homes for abandoned and neglected animals. Approximately 6.5 million animals enter a shelter, and only 3 million of those animals are adopted each year. More than half of those animals are left in the shelter without a home. Save a life and adopt or foster today. Contact the San Marcos Regional Animal Shelter at 512-805-2650. San Marcos Regional Animal Shelter, protecting and saving the lives of the pets of San Marcos.
Keep Austin Beautiful's mission is to empower Austinites to volunteer, help maintain clean rivers and parks, and reduce waste. Our programs inspire people to care for the environment through education and volunteering. Keep Austin Beautiful hosts a variety of volunteer events and also supplies resources to help you organize your own cleanups. To volunteer or organize your own cleanup, visit keepaustinbeautiful.org. You can make Austin a more beautiful place.
Welcome back to Bobcat Matters. In this next segment, we turn to the environmental health of the San Marcos River.
As more and more people use the river, there are valid concerns about the pressure this puts on this delicate ecosystem. Bobcat Matters reporter Marissa Nunez joins us now. Marissa, you talked to researchers at the Texas State Meadow Center and the San Marcos Mayor, Jane Houston, for this story. What did you find out?
Yeah, while the river is an economic engine for San Marcos, there are concerns over how all of those who use the river impact the health of the waterway. I spoke with researchers and the mayor, and they're working to make sure the river stays clean for future generations to enjoy.
Any day during the warmest months of the year, you're likely to see a flotilla of inner tubes and people on the San Marcos River. While the money this brings in is great for the local economy, all of this tubing traffic has an impact on the health of the river. The Meadow Center houses a number of Texas State faculty and researchers who work to understand how to manage the influx of money and the health of this beautiful river.
There's always a balance between kind of economic development and maintaining the natural environment. And so, a big goal we have is to, look for that balance to find win-wins. And so if there's more economic activity, there's probably gonna have to be more restoration or more protection.
One of the areas the researchers are looking at is the impacts of climate change on the river.
One of the big things that we're working on is looking at climate change and how it's might affect our water resources. Most folks project that it's going to get warmer, and so everyone's saying that. On the water side, most folks are projecting there's probably going to be less water with those increasing temperatures. So we're seeking to understand, exactly how climate change is going to affect our resources, so we can make plans to, find the water from other sources.
While the Meadow Center is working to preserve the river, the people of San Marcos are working to protect it. The city of San Marcos created the Reuse at the River Ordinance, also known as the CAN ban, prohibiting any single-use or glass containers at the San Marcos River and parks.
The prohibition is in the river, and a lot of people, when they're in the river, they don't have their shoes on. Once a can gets partially crushed or whatever, it can slit your foot open.
The legislation does not completely ban single-use containers from the entire river. There are areas called no zones where the ban is in effect, and go zones where it is not.
So it's okay to have these type of containers in the park, and that's where the go zones are. It's like where the picnic tables are and that kind of thing. So you and your family can enjoy the park. And the no zones get closer to the river. That's along that river bank. And so that's what the difference is.
Although the ban has already been in effect for a short time, it seems to have already had an impact.
So we want people to understand what it does to the river, and just please don't litter, just to try to keep people from putting it in the river.
The city hopes the ban will protect all of the many creatures and ecosystems that rely on the health of the river. Robert May said there are several things students can do to help.
Probably the best thing students can do to help preserve the river is hang on to your Crocs really tightly. There's crazy how many crocs show up in the river. But seriously, when you're wading or tubing or enjoying the river, pick up your trash, or if you lose something, try to get it back, or even better, take more out than you take with you.
The hope of the city, the Meadows Center, and the university is that this natural gem will be around for generations of students and tourists to enjoy. For Bobcat Matters, I'm Marissa Nunez reporting.
Thanks, Marissa. We hope you enjoyed this special edition of Bobcat Matters about the San Marcos River. And if it looked good to you, come to San Marcos and check it out.
And we have one more video of the river. The video production class that produces Bobcat Matters spent class time filming in and or under the river. Here's some of what we shot. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy this swim in the river.